I'm having a nice chill day at home today. Figured we can catch up a little bit. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me some questions that I can go over in this video, and I got some good ones. So I haven't read them yet. I'm gonna go through the questions one by one, and yeah, we can just catch up. I feel like life has been a little crazy with work and everything going on to go on a big winter adventure, so we're just hanging out at home today. Are you and Cody planning any big hikes for 2024? So Cody and I have actually not made any plans for 2024 yet. I went to visit him in 2021, and then the next 2 years he came to visit me on the East Coast. So now I feel like it's my turn to go out to Ohio. So maybe we can do some hiking in Ohio, but I'll reach out to him and see if he wants to make some plans. The next question is any travel plans, kind of in general. I have one trip planned for 2024 so far, and that's to Florida. So maybe not a big hiking trip, to be honest. It might be more of like a beach trip, but I am planning on renting a car. So I would love to visit the Everglades National Park and do some hiking around there. Maybe do a little hike on the Florida Trail to see what that's all about, but nothing crazy. You'll probably see that in a video. But yeah, I haven't made any other travel plans. Maybe I can get back out to Colorado because my brother lives out there, but we'll see. I'll definitely keep you updated. If I do any hikes in any new places, there will probably be a video about it. What is your favorite mountain in New Hampshire and what makes it your favorite? That is actually a hard question because I have favorite mountains depending on like what my mood is. So I feel like a favorite of mine is gonna be Mount Lincoln, just because it's so easy to get to. It's like right off 93. The views from Franconia Ridge are amazing. But then I also have favorite local hikes like around where I live. I don't know, Piper Mountain, Gunstock Mountain, and these are hikes that I can easily do like quick after work. So yeah, it changes. If I have like all day, any hike in the Presidential Range is gonna be amazing. I guess it just depends on how far I wanna drive and how long I wanna hike. I have different favorites depending on that. Why do you like the Eagles? That's funny. So growing up, my parents have always been big Patriots fans. I've grown up liking the Patriots, but never really being like a huge football fan, to be honest. But since I met my husband in 2016, he's always been like a diehard Eagles fan, and honestly when Tom Brady left the Patriots, I kind of stopped caring about the Pats, and then obviously this year the Eagles are doing amazing. They've been doing amazing for the past few years, so it's just fun rooting for them. But yeah, I still like the Patriots and the Eagles. I think at this point in time, just the Eagles a little bit more. Any plans to include non-hiking related videos such as creator tips or Nahamsha gifts content? So that's a really good question. I actually have a whole separate YouTube channel called Taylor at Nahamsha Gifts where I film my day-to-day life running my gift shop. So if you're interested in that kind of content, I will link that channel in the description. It's kind of fun making videos at work because when I got off the AT and I wasn't making a daily vlog every single day, I still kind of wanted that creative outlet. And then I started making daily vlogs at work, but I don't post on it as frequent. Someone's car is going off. Whose car alarm is that? And then the second part of that, if I would ever make videos like creator tips and stuff like that, I have thought about that. I thought about maybe making a video kind of talking about what it's like to daily vlog the AT in case anyone hiking in 2024 was interested in that. So if you have specific ideas on like behind the scenes of YouTube and creator tips that you want to see a video about, definitely let me know in the comments because I'm open to that. That was my car going off. Oh my god, was that Chet? My husband has an app for my car and I think he remotely set the alarm off just to mess with me. Can you read that? He thinks he's so funny. How do you protect yourself from people when hiking alone? It holds me back so much. I think the best way that I protect myself from people while hiking alone is just get out of situations I don't feel comfortable in. I feel like there's been some times where I get to a summit of a mountain and I don't know, I just don't get a good vibe from people up there, so I'll just go up to the summit as quick as I can and then turn around and head back down. I guess I just follow my gut, and if someone makes me feel uncomfortable, I just try to hike out of that situation as quick as I can. There was one time while I was hiking the AT in 2020 that I thought I was being followed. I passed someone on trail who was hiking really slow, and then as soon as I passed him hiking my normal speed, he was behind me again, and he wasn't hiking slow like he was before. And then I started almost like trail jogging, and he kept up speed. So like no matter how fast or slow I was hiking, he was always behind me. And so I just took a turn off of the AT and got to a shelter. And then once I was at the shelter, I went in the privy, and he had actually followed me into the privy. I don't think I've told that story before, but he was talking to me while I was on the privy, and yeah, that just made me super uncomfortable. But I tried to get out of the situation, it didn't work, but other than that, I haven't had very many other weird experiences. I swear, that story sounds weirder. Okay, yeah, that was definitely a weird story. I always feel like the majority of people out on these hiking trails just mean really well, and everyone's just out there to go on a hike and enjoy nature, so that thought doesn't come across in my mind that frequently. But yeah, if I do feel like someone's just sticking weirdly close to me while I'm out there trying to hike by myself, I will just try to hike on, maybe take a path, try to lose them as best as I can. The fact that I do hike alone has, I feel like, affected some of my hiking decisions. Like, I really try to do the most popular routes for certain mountains. I try to take trails that I know other people would take. I try to hike on the weekends where there's going to be a lot of other people, just because having people around me makes me feel safe. I don't really go out and do those super remote trails by myself if I don't have to. If you didn't know, LMNT just came out with the chocolate medley box, which is a special edition for this holiday season. It comes with 3 new flavors: the chocolate raspberry, chocolate chai, and what I made today, the chocolate mint. So these flavors of LMNT taste like a hot chocolate dessert, but they still have all the same amazing benefits that LMNT always has. They still have 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium, which is the same science-backed formula that you need for the perfect hydration. It still has no sugar, and it just tastes amazing. LMNT is used by so many different types of people, from NFL players to Olympians to hikers like me. If you want to try it out for yourself, you can head to my link, which is drinklmnt.com/Nahamsha. That link is in the description. You can check out their chocolatey flavors, grab a box of that, and then with that link, any order you place on the website, you will get a free sample pack with 8 of their staple flavors, like the citrus salt, the raspberry salt, the grapefruit, all that. So again, that link is drinklmnt.com/Nahamsha. I'm so excited to enjoy this for the rest of the video. My dad commented and said, "You're the best." Thanks, Dad. Favorite winter hike under 4,000 feet? That's a good one. I feel like I don't hike enough in the winter to have a favorite, but this is gonna sound just super cliche, but Mount Major in Alton, New Hampshire, I know it's so popular, but it is a really good winter hike. It's got a good sunrise, not that I ever wake up early enough to see it, but I have been up there for sunrise a few times, and you can see the lake, and it takes maybe about like 45 minutes to get to the top if you're just going at a casual pace. So I think that's a good one. How does your husband feel about you out alone, like car camping? He's fine with it. Like, he is totally fine with me through hiking, camping alone. He knows I make the YouTube videos. He knows it's my job. And a lot of these trips honestly are super last minute. So when I did do the car camping trip, he was working a couple miles down the road at Loon. And so I just texted him saying like, hey, I'm on my way to Lincoln. I'm going to go car camping. And he just responds like, okay, cool. Like it's not that much of a conversation. He knows I go out and hike and do these things. So he's supportive. And if he wants to go out for a weekend with his friends and do something, I'm cool with it. It's just, I don't know, it works for us. Favorite state for hiking? I feel like I have to say New Hampshire. This is where I got into hiking. This is where the White Mountains are, and it's just home. And it's beautiful and amazing, and there are so many different hikes in New Hampshire. So I think that will always be my favorite, but I also really enjoy hiking in Virginia. If I have to redo a section of the AT next year, which I am highly considering, I think it's going to be in Virginia. So stay tuned for that. What music do you listen to while hiking? So I actually don't listen to music while I hike. I feel like on the AT this year, I had maybe 3 albums downloaded on my Spotify. And it was very random. It was Morgan Wallen, Jake Owen, and Kelsey Ballerini. But I rarely listen to music. But I have a huge library of podcasts that I keep up with every single week. And I just go through those. And if I ran out of podcasts and I just didn't want to listen to those 3 albums I had downloaded, I would listen to some audiobooks. I listened to a couple audiobooks about hiking. I got into Lord of the Rings for a little bit and then lost interest. But I did try to hike without listening to anything, just so I didn't have that constant stimulation. But yeah, I did have my headphones on a lot. Are you planning on hiking somewhere out west anytime soon? So nothing planned, like nothing set in stone yet, but if I go out west, it would probably be to Colorado, since my brother and his family live out there. So if anyone watching this has any hiking recommendations near like the Leadville area, let me know and I will add them to my list of places I want to hike. Did you get the post-trail blues after your AT hike this year? I did not. I think I had just like a tiny bit of regret that I wasn't able to do those last 80 miles, but other than that, I didn't get any post-trail blues. And I think those don't really happen to me because I'm in a unique situation. So when I come back from the AT, I am just thrown back immediately in my normal day-to-day life. Like I have my house, my husband, my job, and like nothing changed. But I feel like through hikes for a lot of people are such a big life-changing year. A lot of people quit their jobs, maybe they sell their house, they sell their car. A lot of people will hike either right after college and before they get into careers, or a lot of people are hiking after they're retired, so they're going through big changes in their life. But for me, being in my late 20s, when I came back from trail, nothing changed, so I didn't really have any blues. Just because maybe I was thrown back into life just so normally, if that makes sense. I decided that through hiking the AT wasn't for me. Can you share stories of others who stopped? So this is a good question. I can't really think right off the top of my head of many stories that I personally know of other hikers that have stopped, but there definitely are. I have followed people on social media that just decided that through hiking a trail all at once isn't for them, and that's amazing that you realize that, because that doesn't always have to be the goal. Sometimes section hiking just makes more sense for people, and it's so hard to know if through hiking is for you or not until you actually give it a try, because it's such a weird thing. Like just living out on a trail and doing nothing but hiking for 4, 5, 6 months straight, like it's hard to picture yourself in that situation unless you attempt it. So I do know of people that just decided it wasn't for them, but a lot of people that I know personally that have quit, I feel like it's either they got a job offer in the middle of trail and they left trail to go like apply for jobs or start a job, or there's a lot of stress fractures that happen. I feel like that's a common injury. You're just pushing yourself so much that you fracture your foot or have a knee injury and you just don't want to overdo it. So I know some people who have stopped for that. But it's okay if through hiking's not for you. If you give it a try and you don't like it, there's no point in continuing if you aren't enjoying it. Are you going to take us skiing or snowboarding this winter for a vlog? I can definitely try that. I will be skiing at Loon Mountain this winter. I'm actually not working at Loon this winter like I have been for the past, I don't know, 5 years. So I'm taking this year off from instructing, but I'm still gonna go up there a bunch. I will show you a skiing vlog if you're interested, but maybe one. My channel's not gonna turn into a skiing channel. What is the hardest or most annoying thing about through hiking? For me, 100% the rain, being wet, not knowing when you're gonna dry out. The most annoying thing is going to bed in your tent with your hiking clothes wet, sleeping, and then having to put wet hiking clothes on in the morning. That's why I like to go to hostels as much as possible, because you can at least do laundry, and even if you have to hike the next day in the rain, at least you're putting on dry clothes. So yeah, I think that's why I was miserable a lot in Maine, just because there aren't as many opportunities to get off the trail and dry things off. So that's 100% the most annoying part for me. And bugs. I didn't hit the buggy season as much this year than I did in my 2021 through hike. That was for sure annoying, but rain is definitely up there. All right, let's see if I can find one more question. Have you made any long distance hiking plans for next year? The longest I think I want to hike next year is 100 miles. And like I said, it will probably be in Virginia. So I'm excited for that. I might daily vlog for a week and do a 100-mile section of the AT. So I'm really excited for that. Maybe I'll bring my mom along. We can do some vlogs together and do a little road trip, because I'm sure my mom misses the AT. She had so much fun my first few times, all 3 times. Even the attempt in 2020, she visited me a few times. So yeah, it'll be fun to go back to the AT. And then also, if I get accepted into Trail Days, I'll be there. I applied to have a booth at Trail Days for my gift shop, because I do sell a lot of hiking and AT related things. So fingers crossed, I'm on the wait list for a booth at Trail Days. And then maybe I'll do some hiking around that time in Damascus. So we'll see. I'll update you if I get the final word. But that is going to be it for today's video. Maybe we're all caught up again. Hopefully you feel a little caught up with my life. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's nahamsha.hiker. This morning I just put out a little question box thing on my Instagram stories, and this is how I got all those questions. So if you want to be involved in the next Q&A, follow me on Instagram, and that's going to do it for today's video. I'm sure next video you'll see me, I'll be out on a hike. I have a little bit more free time in December than I did in November, but we'll see. It's still going to be crazy busy. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.